Hi everyone, welcome to another City Daily. My name's Lucy and I worship at the City Church Cotton site, and today I'm going to be chatting a little bit about hospitality. So if you're anything like me, hospitality will have maybe drifted a little bit off your radar over the past few months. Obviously COVID and lockdown and etc, not being able to see people, it's definitely kind of shifted to the back of my mind a little bit. But as lockdown eases, as things get a little bit back to normal, as we are able to have people in the garden, in our homes, in the park, whatever that may be, I think it's really important to start thinking a bit more about. So I'm just going to start off with a few verses from 1 Peter chapter 4 verses 8 to 10. So above all, love each other because love covers a multitude of sins. Offer hospitality to one another without grumbling. Each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace in its various forms. So hospitality it's more than just having someone around for dinner, isn't it? It's more than just, the act of having food together. It's a calling, it's a biblical calling that we have, and I'm sure we all can think back to an example of where hospitality has been shown to us, where we just think, gosh, yeah, what an incredible experience that was, what an incredible meal I shared with that person, what a great friendship or relationship has been built due to that. And I think we look into the Bible and there's so many examples of the best role model, Jesus having food with people and showing hospitality to people, especially in Luke. So there's 10 examples of Jesus sharing food with people, and I think I was really struck by when I was reading them that Jesus doesn't tend to have dinner with people that he knows really well. It's not his disciples, it's not his really good friends. Actually, most of the time it's the most unlikely people. It's the Pharisees, the tax collectors, the sinners, and sometimes just random people that have followed him that he then offers food to or shares food with. And I think it's a good thing to be challenged at the moment, especially as we're coming out of lockdown. I'm sure that you've got kind of a list as long as your arm of people that you're thinking, oh yeah, like I'd love to catch up with them. I haven't seen them in ages. We haven't caught up with, and that's great. Definitely see those people and spend time with those people. But also, I think it's a really good challenge at the moment that Jesus sets us to actually be looking beyond those people. To be looking at, potentially within the church is one thing. To be looking at those people that we might not know really well and we might not have already a really good friendship with or relationship with, but actually they might be a little bit on maybe the edges of church, they might be new to church, or we might just know that they've been on their own in lockdown or had a bit of a rough time in lockdown, and actually to offer that hospitality and to make that first move, as it was, can be so fruitful, but in building those friendships and spending that time together as brothers and sisters in Christ, to have fellowship with one another, and bring them even more into that church family, into what it means to be part of a church family and of Christ's family. I think Jesus spent time with people really intentionally. A lot of the examples of him meeting with kind of tax collectors, we have Levi in Luke 5, and we have when he meets with Zacchaeus, the chief tax collector. Those weren't kind of whims just to show that, oh yeah, he was spending time with lots of different people. Actually, Jesus was intentional about, he wanted to meet those people to have conversations about his Father and about the kingdom. And I think sharing kind of meals with people and showing hospitality to people, especially to those people that might not know Jesus yet and might not be a part of church. I think now is just an incredible time when we can't meet as church in person anyway. We can't invite them to the physical building of a church building or a physical service. I think what an incredible way to bring church into our homes, into our gardens, whatever that may be that suits you at the moment. But what an incredible opportunity, and I would just encourage you not to miss that. I think who comes to mind from work or from your friends friends and family that might not know Jesus? How can we be sharing just some of God's love and some of God's generosity through this act of inviting people over, sharing food with them, sharing a cup of tea or a piece of cake with them? The conversations that can happen over that kind of meal or catch up are incredible, and I think it's such a challenge at the moment to that we should feel as a church to be building God's kingdom through those acts of hospitality. And I would really encourage you just to have a pray, have a think about these people. I mean, has anyone come to mind in the last 5 minutes while I've been rambling on, of people who you think, yeah, actually, like, I would love to show them something of my faith, something of God's love for me and God's love for them, by showing them this incredible hospitality. And yeah, don't underestimate it. It doesn't have to be a fancy meal, it doesn't have to be anything grand. Just the act of inviting people into your lives, giving them that time, it shows wonders. So yeah, whether that may be with someone within the church or someone who hasn't yet come to church, hasn't yet experienced that church family, yeah, I would really encourage you to give them a quick text, give them a call, whatever that may be. But yeah, hope you're having a great day, and see you tomorrow for another City Daily.